My name is Jack Turner, and the day I inherited that land, I didn't realize I was also inheriting a problem that had already started growing on it. 900 acres, that's what my uncle left me. Most of it was untouched trolling land, thick tree lines, and at the center of it all, a lake, clear water, deep enough to matter, quiet enough that you could stand there for hours and hear nothing but wind and birds. It wasn't just land, it was something people don't get anymore. Space, freedom, and most importantly, ownership. But ownership only matters if people respect it, and not everyone does. About a week after everything was finalized, I made my first full walk across the property. I wanted to see it all with my own eyes, not just on paper. That's when I noticed something that didn't belong. At first it was small things, tire tracks near the eastern side, cleared patches of land, cut trees that didn't look like they'd been taken down for maintenance, and then I saw the structure. It was far off, near the edge of the lake, partially hidden behind a row of pines, big, too big to ignore. I stopped walking because I already knew that wasn't supposed to be there. I got in my truck and drove closer. The road leading to it wasn't mine, not originally. Someone had carved it out. Gravel laid down recently, wide enough for construction vehicles. And at the end of it, a mansion, half-finished but massive. Steel framing, concrete foundation already poured, walls going up, workers moving around like everything was perfectly normal on my land. I stepped out of the truck slowly. One of the workers noticed me. "Can I help you?" he asked. I looked at the building, then back at him. "Yeah," I said. "Who told you to build this?" He pointed toward the house. "Project managers inside." I walked straight toward it. Inside I found a man reviewing plans. He looked up. "Hey, you're not supposed to be here," he said. I almost laughed. "Actually," I replied, "you're not supposed to be here." That confused him. I pulled out the documents, showed him the deed, the boundaries, the ownership. His expression changed fast. "Hold on," he said, grabbing his phone. Within minutes, another car pulled up, and out stepped Karen Whitfield. Of course, it was her. She walked toward me like she owned the ground she was standing on. "You shouldn't be here," she said. I looked around on my land. "This property is under development," she replied. "Not by you." She crossed her arms. "This section was allocated for future HOA expansion." I shook my head. "No, it wasn't." She gestured toward the structure. "We have plans approved." "By who?" I asked. "The HOA board." That's when I realized the problem. Karen didn't just think she had authority. She acted on it, without checking where it ended. "This land was never part of your HOA," I said. She dismissed it. "There was confusion in the records." "There's no confusion," I replied. "You built a mansion on property you don't own." The silence that followed was short, but heavy, because deep down she knew she just didn't want to admit it. I told the workers to stop immediately. Most of them didn't argue. They packed up and left within the hour. But Karen stayed. "This isn't over," she said. "No," I agreed. "It's just getting started." That same day I contacted my attorney, filed a formal complaint, and requested an immediate investigation because this wasn't a misunderstanding. This was trespassing, illegal construction, and attempted land appropriation. The county got involved fast, faster than Karen expected. Inspectors came out within days, surveyed the land, confirmed the boundaries, and documented everything. The verdict was simple. The structure was built entirely on my property. No permits filed under my name, no agreements, no legal claim from the HOA, nothing. And that's when everything started falling apart for them. Construction was halted permanently. Legal notices were issued, and the HOA was ordered to respond. Karen tried to push back, tried to argue that the land had been intended for development, but intention doesn't override ownership. Paper does, and the paper was clear. The case went to court, and when it did, all the details came out. The unauthorized planning, the construction contracts, the money already spent, all based on land they didn't own. The judge didn't take long. The ruling was decisive. The structure had to be removed completely, at the HOA's expense, not partially, not modified. Removed and restored. The cost was massive, millions, and that wasn't the end of it. They were also held responsible for damages, legal fees, and restoration of the land. The same land they thought they could take. Karen sat in that courtroom, and for the first time since I met her, she had nothing to say. No authority, no control, just consequences. The demolition started a few weeks later. I stood at a distance the first day, watched as the walls came down, the foundation cracked apart, everything they built, disappearing piece by piece, like it was never supposed to be there because it wasn't. Months later, the land was restored, grass regrown, trees replanted, and the lake, still quiet, still untouched, like it always should have been. As for Silver Creek Estates, they never expanded in that direction again, couldn't afford to. The cost of that mistake stayed with them, and Karen, she stepped down not long after the case ended. No announcement, no explanation, just gone. Sometimes I walk out, stand where that mansion once stood, and look out across the water. It's peaceful again, like nothing ever happened. But I remember because the day Karen built a mansion on land she didn't own, she forgot something simple. You can plan, you can build, you can even believe you're right, but if the land isn't yours, none of it belongs to you. And when the truth catches up, it doesn't negotiate, it takes everything back.